Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is May 14th. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here with you this morning. We'll get one more hot forecast and talk about rain, which is much needed in a moment. Right off the top, we always like to remind you, though, we're live on Facebook right around this time every weekday morning. Love it when you join us live, but it stays on your Facebook feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works best for you or listen to it as a podcast. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute.
All right, today another warm one, not as windy, and some relief is on the way.
We're getting there. Yeah. We're working our way into the changes. It's still going to be hot today, so about 92 degrees for both Fargo and Grand Forks. That is 1 degree on either side of the record for both cities. So record-setting temperatures are possible for the 4th day in a row. As we head through the afternoon, the wind picks up out of the southeast, 15 to 25, gusting near 30. Still breezy, noticeable. Still watching out for a moderate fire danger risk, maybe a little bit of that blowing dirt, blowing dust. But better than the 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts that we've had for the past 3 days. So again, moving in the right direction. You can still call it a windy day, but at least it's a little bit better. Again, temperatures up near 90, mostly sunny skies. Any clouds start to work their way in will be further out to the west, and that's where we start watching out for shower and thunderstorm activity later on tonight. There are showers and thunderstorms, Bismarck, Minot, and points out to the west right now, but those really just kind of hover there throughout the day. It takes some time to get that stuff to work its way to the east. Overnight, 1 or 2 of those storms could get a little bit stronger, maybe some hail or gusty winds as your primary threats, and that would be focused from about Bismarck to Jamestown and down to the south. I really don't see that working its way into the valley. Of course, 1 or 2 of those could sneak their way in. You could be awoken to some thunder overnight, but really the focus is going to be out to the west. We will watch out for scattered showers and thunder off and on throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures will start dropping as the wind flips around to the north-northwest. I think we hit about mid-70s midday and then down to the 60s, 50s, and 40s by Friday morning. So that colder air is rushing in throughout the day tomorrow. Again, off and on showers, thunder throughout your day. Not everywhere sees rain tomorrow, but you've got a decent shot of at least seeing some. It's the wraparound moisture kind of on the backside of the low pressure system that works its way through Friday, where I do think most of us end up with a somewhat rainy day. Cooler, highs will be in the 40s to near 50. Strong winds out of the northwest, so we're talking sideways rain, a cold rain with those highs again in 40s to near 50. Just kind of an icky day on Friday. What a way to send Wheeler into retirement. Like, here's a really gross weather day. 40 years and this is what it ends with. So much needed moisture though for your Friday. Some areas, especially out west, where we're watching these thunderstorms to linger and get some downpours, 2 to 3 inches of rain. It could be one of those cases where it falls too much too fast. So we'll have to watch out for some of that. As it works its way to the east, it's more of the plain rain instead of the downpour. So 1 to maybe 2 inches eastern North Dakota, little less as you travel even further to the east into Minnesota. It's one of those where, you know, you could get a downpour here and then 20 miles down the road, they hardly see anything. So there will be variations within that, but decent moisture nonetheless. And finally, a break from the fire talk.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, some good relief there. Into the weekend, highs in the 40s on Saturday, windy, cold, cloudy, near 50 on Sunday, and we start adding a few degrees as we head throughout next week. Temps back up into the 60s to near 70 by Memorial Day weekend.
So
better, yes, much better. I really could go for a compromise. I mean, these 90s have been a little sweaty, but 40s?
Yeah, that's a little low.
No, thank you. Like sunny and 75. What happened to that?
That'd be perfect.
Right over it.
We did skip right over that. So next weekend looking a little more mild. One note, with the wind being more northerly up north today, I'd say sections along north of Highway 2, you could turn a little smoky. So reductions in visibility, reductions in air quality are possible. Just watching some of that smoke kind of mix in with a different turn of the wind. Down to the south, we keep our wind southerly today, so I'm not worried about smoke here in Fargo. Okay. Sweat it out one more day. Then find the coat.
Thank you, Lydia. Well, the wildfires in our region have triggered an air quality alert. Lydia kind of touched on this a little bit. In parts of Minnesota, this is what we're talking about here. It's going to last until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Parts of North Dakota are also having some air quality issues. So if you see that haze in the sky and you have compromised lungs, any breathing conditions, you should avoid time outside, especially with it being so hot. And then when you have those conditions, it could be especially difficult on those with underlying conditions.
Yeah, just as Lydia said, it shouldn't be anything crazy, but something to keep in mind and keep an eye out for sure. All right, we also do have new details this morning on that fire near New Rockford, North Dakota. Power is now restored to that area, and the New Rockford Fire Department says that fire is 100% contained, so that's some good news. They tell us also nobody was hurt and no buildings were destroyed.
We have an update to that water main break that we told you about Monday morning. Today, Center Avenue in Moorhead will be reduced to just one lane each way so that they can repair the water line. The lanes will be closed for about 3 days. Of course, that could be affected by the rain that's coming in. But
Some Fargo students will be going to a different elementary school starting next year. Elementary school boundary lines will be redrawn for the 2026-2027 school year for students living south of I-94. Schools like Bennett and Centennial Elementary are running out of space. The school board is expected to vote on the changes at its next meeting. That's in 2 weeks. If you want to get a look at the proposed boundary changes, you can check out the story on inforum.com.
new safety features are coming to downtown Fargo. A vehicle barrier safety system will be installed starting on Monday to the intersection next to Broadway Square. It's a system of removable steel barrier posts known as bollards. They're designed to prevent vehicle attacks. Construction on the $33,000 project will take about 9 days.
A close vote, but in Walsh County, they will not be getting a new jail. Voters only approved one of 2 questions that they needed to approve to fund the project. Each question needed 50% plus 1 vote to pass. The North Dakota Department of Corrections says it is not safe to keep inmates at the current jail how it is, so it's going to be shut down in the near future. Inmates will have to be transferred to other jails.
Right now, we're working to learn if any Microsoft employees here in Fargo will lose their jobs as part of the thousands of layoffs that the company is doing right now. The cuts are expected to include around 3% of the company's global workforce, and that's about 6,000 people. WDAY reached out to Microsoft to learn if any jobs based out of Fargo will be cut. Our specific question, they did not answer that specific question. Instead, they only said they will implement necessary changes for the company's success.
Today at Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, can the Wolves finish off the Warriors tonight? A preview of Game 5 as Minnesota goes for a second straight Western Conference Finals appearance. Plus, St. Thomas basketball is coming off a great year and has big things planned for the upcoming season. Head coach Johnny Tower joins the show at 9:30. You can watch Hot Mic from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra.
Remember, now's a great time to get your Inforum.com subscription. It's your all-access pass, all of these news, weather, and sports headlines. 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. It's a great deal. Go to Inforum.com/subscribe to check it out.
And be sure to join us the rest of the day for our newscasts as well. Next one's at 11, then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with first news from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.